although I didn't actually meet Caruso, I had the audacity to write and ask him for one of his caricatures, and that was when I was 20 years old. He very kindly sent me a real beauty, which of course I still have.
Yes, I've seen it. It is marvellous. Do you think that Caruso was all that legend made him, has made him? Was he as great as people think now?
All and more. There never has been such a singer, and I'll say that against anybody. I heard him twice in Rigoletto, in the Huguenots, in La Bohème, and in Carmen, and at the Albert Hall, which he filled easily and without effort.
Yes. Did he have Scotty singing with him at the Albert Hall?
No, it was a baritone friend of his who was more or less an amateur, and not very good.
Yes. But of course Caruso carried the concert.
Oh, yes. I remember this baritone sang the prologue to Pagliacci, and he joined him in Solin in Questora.
Ah, yes.
That was magnificent.
Yes.
And of course it didn't make too strong demands on the baritone, and it was very effective indeed. I shall never forget the way his voice swelled on the repeat of the refrain.
Yes.
Absolutely, it's as though he were inexhaustible.
Now, I think we're going to play a record of an aria you heard him sing, O Paradiso.
Oh, yes. O Paradiso, I think, was the best of his records. And I remember his performance of it at the Albert Hall. I had never much cared for that aria until then, but he showed us what was in it.
And you think the record really does justice to the living performance?
Well, I should say, as far as it's possible, I should say it did perfect justice. I remember his little movements as he sang, when he came to the end of that big crescendo with a little shake of his head, you know, he sort of throwing it off. And it was absolutely characteristic, and I never heard anybody else do it quite the same way.
Well, let's listen to the record, and I'm sure it'll bring back more memories to you than it will to me, unfortunately.
Oh. Well, I think it's magnificent. It's and technically, it's such a fine piece of singing.